Hello, World Wide Web. I'm Decker Shado, the internet personality with the best hair. I was going to have a movie review for you today, but during the process of watching the film I was thinking of reviewing, I kind of ran into a problem.
I got my first HJ from a clown as a youth. To this day, I don't know if it was a man or a woman underneath that makeup, and frankly, I don't care. It was a sexual awakening for me in which I knew there was no turning back.
But never mind that. As many of you know, I'm a fan of the Finnish band Lordi, and have been since visiting Finland in 2006, coincidentally right after they won Eurovision. One aspect I love about them, of course, is their costumes, which really only come into play during live shows, which hasn't happened in the States for half a decade, and music videos. I love Lordi's music, as I've already stated, but it's obvious that the music itself is somewhat simple, and it follows a flow that at times can be predictable, but the videos are very entertaining. Usually. Their latest video, the Riff, from their album To Beast or Not to Beast, had a big job to do. It was their first music video in 2.5 years, and they had 2 new band members to introduce after Akita and Awa left, not to mention the unfortunate passing of Otis. And I love the song! The Riff is about Mr. Lordi taking a ride with death and responding to his music with snarky criticism. The video, however... Where do I start? Well, let's start with the beginning. We see Blondie here reading the latest news about a zombie apocalypse while taking a dump. But oh no, she doesn't have any toilet paper! But fortunately, there's an ad for a TP sale. Okay, let's get this straight. At this point, the song is about taking a ride with the Grim Reaper, and the video is about not being able to wipe your ass. Right. As it goes on, we see the band performing in a grocery store, standing in the midst of a pile of toilet paper, singing lyrics that have nothing at fucking all to do with the visuals. At this point, as far as I can tell, she simply went to the store with no pants. Because it's a music video? Oh, and the butcher with all those human body parts? Never seen again. The same goes for her picking up the meat as well. In fact, there's not much in this part of the video that means anything to either the song or the story of the video separately. What a great way to start, don't you think? She goes to buy some Lordi cereal. Hey, they got Lordi Cola, so why not? And it drips blood on her foot. No, this isn't explained in the slightest bit. It's just an excuse for her to bend over and is never brought up again.
I felt a bit uneasy, but I dared to criticize. I told him, man, the Riff is the killer, and the rest is a throwaway. His face looked disappointed, but he said, wow, it's okay.
Wait a minute, is that what they were trying to do with this video? Is it really inspired from that one line that they should have a music video with a decent song paired with a complete waste of film? But yeah, the zombies from the newspaper, they were serious, which really makes me wonder what possessed her to not bother putting pants on before she went shopping. I mean, according to Chud too, that ass should work like a zombie magnet. Of course, the fact that she never bothered wiping it might mean it works more like a repellent. There is one thing her ass manages to do, though. The random guy who saved it by figuring a gun was better during a zombie apocalypse than a pair of stilettos is unfortunately too busy staring at her ass to bother watching his own ass, and he gets torn the fuck apart by a zombie. And what was the song about at this point? Mr. Lordi was asking Death what the devil thought of his music, and they both concluded that he was a has-been who's been listening to hip-hop too much. I'm sure you can see how we got from that to this, right? He gets chewed to hell during the bridge, and the guitar solo is the perfect representation for her finally getting her toilet paper. You know what? Fuck this. I can't just explain how badly this video fails to represent its own song on its own merits. I'm gonna have to compare it to previous Lordi music videos to really drive the point home. Their first music video, Would You Love a Monster Man, is incredibly simple. A child sits alone, the band shows up, and lures her into their circle. Not to mention that the song itself is about as simple as they come. Here, I'll play the bass line for you. I got backup vocals. Aside from that problem, the song is certainly entertaining to listen to, describing an array of somewhat disturbing virtues and giving an invitation for the listener to join in. If you find the concept of a love song between an adult monster and a little girl creepy, don't worry, the girl is much older in the 2006 version of this video. This time, the setting changes from Alone in the Woods to a pretty unprofessional morgue, as the video is certainly less attached to the lyrics than the original, instead serving to reintroduce the band member by member after their success at Eurovision. However, while this video is not as good a match to the song as the original, fortunately, they do keep the important factors intact. It's still a disturbing invitation. Awesome! Still very different from the song, Blood Red Sandman is certainly an entertaining music video, as it itself is a parody of Evil Dead. But there is something that I personally don't care for, if I'm to be honest. No, not the horribly low-quality video I managed to scrounge up. The screaming. Yeah, it's referenced in the song, but I watch music videos for the music, and the screaming obscures that. Nevertheless, the topic of the song is about a supernatural killer who comes in the night, so maybe a Nightmare on Elm Street parody would have fit better, but any recognizable horror backdrop complements this song just fine. The other video from the Kalma era is Devil is a Loser, which doesn't match its song directly with the video, but is interesting nonetheless. The song pretty much describes the consequences of selling one's soul for earthly riches, with the kicker being that it's not Satan who's powerful enough to grant this deal, but Lordi. However, the video instead depicts a dance club that is suddenly besieged by a supernatural force, introducing Lordi's members one by one, recognizable though hidden in the shadows. The members at this time including Andre on the keyboards, and of course the bassist Kalma. This setup doesn't seem to match at all with the topic of the song, but it puts the band in a position where all the people's attention is arrested as they preach their message from behind a veil. In this sense, the song doesn't really match the video, but the video steps back and lets the song be the focus anyway. Also, when the veil drops and the band is revealed, that punishment they were singing about the whole time comes through full force. Though I don't understand a band bragging about their ability to clear a room. Never mind that. After this, they entered Eurovision 2006 as a quick way to get some free publicity. Unexpectedly, they actually won with their song Hard Rock Hallelujah, so naturally, a music video had to be made. Again, this is quite odd for a setting, as the song depicts the coming of the Apocalypse, when rock and roll will cleanse the earth and destroy those who stand against it, but the video is set in a high school where cheerleaders practice marching to the beat. Also, as the main girl's binder is covered in Lordi images, and she is listening to this song on her Walkman, the band exists as a band in this video, which makes it really hard to explain how this happens. Rock and roll angels, bring that hard rock, hallelujah. Demons and angels rolling one night right. Rock and roll angels, bring that hard rock, hallelujah. In God's creation, supernatural high. Yeah, Mr. Lordi just broke into a high school and killed a bunch of cheerleaders with supernatural powers. You can't make this shit up. In any case, the connection from song to video is still made here, as Mr. Lordi apparently calls the lead girl as a sort of disciple, granting her the cheerleaders as a zombie army to do with what any metal fan wanted to do in high school. But like Would You Love a Monster Man, there was a second music video for Hard Rock Hallelujah made just 1 year later when Lordi opened for Eurovision 2007. This video, believe it or not, has even less of a connection to the song, instead showcasing the band with tons of CGI effects, and following the journey of an unknown monster through the frozen tundra and a monster Viking village. It doesn't do the song itself much good, as the video just stands there screaming, "We're Lordi! We're awesome! We're Finnish!" I do enjoy the imagery at work here, but it's certainly a video not about the song, but about the band kicking ass at Eurovision representing their country. As the point right after Eurovision was the height of their popularity, several music videos were crafted from the songs on their album The Apocalypse, so let's take a look at Who's Your Daddy? A song about domination and, well, nothing else. The video for Who's Your Daddy doesn't stray from this subject, yet does some interesting things. Most notably, while the song might be considered misogynistic, the video is misanthropic, if anything.
Who's your daddy? Say who's your daddy? Who put you in your place? Who's your daddy? Bitch, who's your daddy? Surrender and obey. Who's your daddy? Oh!
That is, it is the man who is forced into submission, not the woman. This is still one of the simplest videos Lordi has done, outside of the original Would You Love a Monster Man. It's just one room, the man tied up, the women dancing, and listening to the song.
Get down, lay down, stay down, for daddy!
It's good, but not great. Another music video they produced around this time was It Snows in Hell, which is much deeper. The song itself, taken literally of course, is about being murdered by your significant other, but waiting for them in the afterlife so you can have the honors of torturing them forever. The video, on the other hand, shows a lone woman being pursued by a group of men whom, for whatever reason, want to burn her at the stake. We can assume that she's a witch, but that's not really elaborated on outside of one possible incantation. Unlike many Lordi songs, however, this one is very slow-paced, and the video works with that, playing several points in slow motion. Either that, or she really isn't that enthused about escaping. After her capture, her incantation manages to bring the letter to Mr. Lordi quite a bit faster than the postal service, which allows him to show up for her burning, set conveniently in the middle of nowhere, and be quasi-heroic for the first time in any of these videos. I guess you could say that he punished the wicked in other videos, but generally speaking, in those videos, the wicked included, everybody. Kind of like in Bite It Like a Bulldog, but to be fair, there is only one guy. The song is about a person who does heinous acts, but backs it up with bullshit excuses to justify their own wrongdoings. Yeah, the video quality is shit, but it's not Lordi's fault. I mean, Sony just went around flagging a whole bunch of videos for copyright infringement, including their own. Quick question, guys, if you happen to be watching. Don't you think that maybe after paying the copyright hawks, and blocking your own shit and therefore not getting any money for it, think maybe you might be a little in the red after that? Anyway, the video itself depicts an intense man investigating what looks like the set of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake, periodically being taunted by Lordi. This comes to a head when he finds a television playing clips of the band members as giants for some reason, then is surrounded by them normal-sized. If the video is unblocked in your country and you can view it at a higher resolution, I'd highly recommend tracking it down. It's not the most literal translation of the song, but the video complements it very well. After that, the last video Lordi made with Kita and Awa still on board is This Is Heavy Metal from the album Babies for Breakfast. Many people already disagree with it because they say Lordi isn't heavy metal, but never mind that. Rather, the song appears to be responding to those criticisms, stating that hair metal is not dead, but rather undead, which visually is taken quite literally, as a horde of zombies come out from the streets to watch Lordi's performance.
Now this is heavy metal, no matter what you say. Now this is heavy metal, the only righteous way.
Not their deepest or most impressive video, but it also stood to showcase Lordi's new costumes for the album Babies for Breakfast, which it did very well. And we've seen them go all over the place with their videos, yet still hold on to the heart of the song in most every case. So, why is it then that, in the fuck made them think that this was a good match? But I guess you didn't need pants or a gun when apparently a shopping basket is more than enough to rather cleanly decapitate a zombie. And our video ends with a woman taking her toilet paper to the register, only to find out. As opposed to how the song ends, where Death, dies, and Lordi takes the riff that he learned from him and plays it through the outro. I'm sure a woman in a thong and no pants who hasn't wiped her ass the whole time being eaten by a zombie for wanting to buy some toilet paper is just as good, right? I'm incredibly frustrated here. I like the song, I really do. It's that 80s style I strangely enjoy in movies and music, but the video is so drastically different, it doesn't fit the music at all. We've seen that Lordi can put seemingly mismatched concepts together for their music videos, and it usually works out. But I really don't think that's the case here. I get the idea that someone sat down and asked, okay, what do people like? And another said, zombies and women's asses! And the rest fell into place from that, with no attempt from anyone to have the song make the slightest difference in how the video went. The biggest problem here is that even if you like the video and the story it tells of shitty thong blonde and her quest for some asswipe, the sad truth is that the riff is just background music to that. You could replace it with almost anything and it would match the video just as well, if not better.
It's no baloney. My cellular, bananular phone.
Okay, I guess not anything, but a lot of things. Anyway, the riff is an enjoyable song in my opinion, but the video isn't anything special and does nothing for us other than showing us the two new members, Hella and Mana. I can't really give it a rating. If you want music reviews, watch Todd in the Shadows. And if you want the riff, watch a lyrics video. Trust me, your mind's eye will give you a much better visual experience than the official video can, sadly. Thank you all for watching, I've been Decker Shado, and remember, put some damn pants on! You know what? Fuck this. There's a truck.